All right, guys, here we are with who? Jacked and Canned. You know who it is. Breaking down the tape. Zach, Hector, John, Kobe. Woo! Let's get rocking.
Jacked and Canned. I've been waiting so long to do this because I know you guys both had your own experiences with this that were just fucking great. And I could tell there was just a level of bewilderment both of you had in your eyes at a certain point. And I was like, yeah, this is probably what I looked like the first time I hung out with John too.
It was from the start, from the rip when we walked in and we're trying to check in, and I hear John's voice like an angelic choir from down the hallway. And Hector, hand to God, Hector turned to me and said, "That's John." And not 0.2 seconds later, John rounded the corner. We were like, "Hey, oh my God, you're way larger than we thought."
I know. He comes across like such a gentle person, and it's because he is fucking huge.
That is jarring. Your personality does not match your size.
Then he has a whole fake tattoo on, and I'm like, oh wait, I never knew him as a guy with a tattoo.
Oh, dude.
So I'm like, oh,
I've told him he needs to get that shit put on permanently. That actually looks really good on you, John.
It looks so natural.
I'm like, oh, nice tattoo. I didn't know you got a tattoo. He was like, oh no, it's fake. I'm like, oh.
Bro, I can't wait to talk to you about the whole introduction from meeting with the check-in lady and the bag shifting and
dude, I got all that shit covered
bottles.
too. I'm telling you, I've got all this laid out, man. Yo. I've been thinking about this ever since that shit ended. I got home that night and was like, okay, how can we retell this story? Where can I put the pieces that everybody can tell the best part of it? How can I do this? I think I have a thing. I think I'm about to have the best narrative episode that I've ever created.
I thought we just started it. So I wrote down 125. So I'll put.
Oh no, God no, John, no, that is not the start. That is me. That is just me literally pumping myself up, telling me I did a great job. And if this comes out shitty, this is gonna look terrible.
This is gonna look great.
This is not the beginning.
So this is gonna definitely make the raw and uncut version.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should probably just include literally that part. But I actually do have to piss, so I will piss. I will be back, grab a beer, and then I'm good. So you started it, and then you also had to piss? I love him. I don't have another way to put it. I love him.
Go piss, Colbs, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jacked and Canned. Tonight, as promised, finally, what feels like fucking forever, we bring on Breaking Down the Tape to talk about John's birthday, because we have been teasing this for way too long. The audience has been sitting here asking us, when are you guys going to talk about John's birthday? Because even though this is the most self-involved episode that has ever been done in the Jacked and Canned history, you guys need it. We need it. Honestly, I need it. I'm not going to lie. This is mostly me because I've been sitting here wanting to talk about this for the last month. So, guys, how are we doing tonight? John, Zach, Hector, what's going on?
Woo! Outstanding.
John, how does it feel to be older?
Dude, 3-0 has never hit me so hard before. Like all those elbow drops and everything that I've ever done in my life is definitely caught up with me. My vision is blurring. Yeah, I'm getting older. I'm getting ready to get to bed as we record this. Hector, you are too, though. I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I'm the next one to hit that age. So I'm already prepared. I'm going to be a veteran by the time I hit that age.
Colbs and I will be forever young. Forever
I'm the oldest out of this group.
Barely.
I will be forever young.
So here's how this is going to go. Because
Colbs is damn near almost 50.
Yeah, basically. typically at this point of the show, I would break down what we're going to talk about during the show, but we already know what we're going to talk about. So what I'm going to do is break it down for you in the format that this is going to go.
Break down
I have
the
a
tape,
pretty
Cole.
good
Break down the
recollection
tape.
of the night. Yes, breaking down the tape with breaking down the tape. So I have a pretty solid recollection of the night. Going to bring you through from the start to the end and all the things that took place. And I want the majority of these stories, and I've got a lot of them already in mind for who's going to tell them between Zach and Hector, because this is the first time that they got to hang out with John, that they got to meet John and his family, that they got to meet John and his friends, that they got to do all sorts of stuff. And I guess they also met me, so there might be something in there, but I am not the headliner in this by any means. I'm going to break this down. I want to start from my own point of view of just when I got there, because I just barely got there before breaking down the tape got there to the hotel in the first place. When I got there, I went up. I actually, as I was walking up, John was already in the window waiting for me, so I knew right where his room was. So I was able to spot John and just go up the elevator. By the way, by the time I even got to the elevator, John, I think you were already in the elevator when I got to it. I don't know how the hell you did that, but you must have sprinted. So we head back up there. Rose is getting ready in the bathroom. So we're hanging out. We're having a couple beers. I had whatever that food was you guys had. I don't remember what it was at this point.
Chicken pita pockets.
There it is. So Rose gets out. I hop in the shower. And by the time I come out, John's already gone. So as it turns out, what that meant, and we're going to dive into it a little bit more in a second, but John basically started running the hotel. I start getting texts from Hector that he sees me. So I know that they're here, and I'm psyched about it. So I finally get to meet these guys. Now, they said that they met John on the way to meet me. Zach, Hector, I want both of you here. What did you guys think the first time you met John in the hotel? What did you think the first time you met me in the hotel?
It was a quick encounter, too, because I was with another buddy. We were going on a packy run.
Okay, so when I texted you, I see you. Me and Zach were just fucking with you. We didn't really see you. We were just trying to like
I figured I was just in the window.
Nope.
Like I wasn't like John waiting for you at the window.
Like a puppy dog.
But we went inside and it was hilarious because Zach had a bag in his hand. It was full of beers, and he's going up to the desk and he hands me the bag and he was like, all right, let's make this a smooth transaction so we can like get through this. And then all of a sudden all you hear is clank, 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 clank. And she's like, oh, smooth. And we're like, yeah, you know. And then literally 2 seconds later, I like hear something. I turn to the right and I'm like, oh, that's John. That's definitely John.
Now, what about it made you know it was John?
Everything.
His voice was automatic, and then I'm like, wow, he's a little bigger than I thought, tall-wise, and not like beefy-wise.
Yeah, he's just tall as hell.
Hector is 100% right, like in every description. Like we rolled up and we've got this like Aldi's bag full of fucking beer. And because I'm well over the age of 21, but I'm still a sketchy human being. Like for some reason, I feel the need to hide the fact that we're drinking in this hotel. And we come up and Hector's right. I gave him the bag and I was like, yo, let's be quiet. Let's not, make it public. And I'm talking to the woman and I go to give her my ID, and sure as shit, I don't know if Hector like shifted his muscles or gravity took over, but all you hear is clank, clank. And she just looks me dead in the eye and she goes, nice. I felt so awkward for no reason. And then like Hector said, like an angel choir from beyond, we hear John's voice. And before I can even think it, Hector goes, that's John. And like, he rounds the corner and like I've seen John stand up on video, but you're not prepared for it. I'm a 5'8" on my license, 5'8" on the license. It's official. Man, and John is just this, and I'm a violent little human. John is this like cuddly, nice, warm person you expect him to be tiny and soft.
He's like,
Remember
yo,
John, like standing for us.
he's like,
And it
we're
was-
going on a beer run. You need anything? We're like, we got a bag full of Yinglings, but you want to get us another 12-pack? He's like, solid.
Right, like that was like it was everything that you expected and more from John. It was the most warm. Hey, what's up, guys? Yo, I'm sorry, I don't mean to run on you, but I'm getting beer. Do you guys want anything? We're like, yeah, fuck. If you're buying, we'll pay you back. It's like, nah, don't worry about it, and ran out.
Shit, that was like word for word the encounter for sure. And here's the funny thing is, as you guys were checking in, my check-in experience totally different. I was bringing
John,
the
that's
cooler
what I
in.
wanted to bring to you. I wanted to ask you what it was like running the hotel, and please describe that to everybody because you had a hell of a job.
Oh my God. So first get over to the hotel. Actually, first get a call from one of the other people that's going to be staying the night at the hotel. I end up getting a notice saying, John, we got a massive problem. I said, what's going on? They said, well, the hotel is sending people to other hotels because they overbooked by 9 rooms.
Woo.
I said, oh, hell no. Right. So I call them up. I explained the whole situation over the phone. And I said, you know what? I'm going to swing by. I'll come and talk to you in person. Right. So, boom, I'm going to try to pull a little Lucifer, like the TV show Lucifer. I'm going to try to say, what do you desire? You know? So I go there, talk to them. They reserve all the rooms for everybody. So super good, right? Awesome. So go to the car, get the cooler. That's where we got the chicken pita pockets in there. In there, we have Jell-O shots. I go, ladies, appreciate the help. Let's party. So I hand out all Jell-O shots to all the ladies behind the counter. So they're like, yeah, this is sick. So they were already on our side.
So you had the people at the hotel taking Jell-O shots?
100%.
Nothing about that surprises
Fucking
me.
boss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough.
Hand over the Jell-O shots because that guarantees a fast check-in for all the guests that are going to be there, that the names that I dropped. So it worked out great. They had a great time. They were fun. They weren't going to have any problems about the overbooking. So get up there, dude. That's when we were cutting loose. Ran into you guys. That was awesome. And literally, we were out on a beer run at that point. Went back, picked up some Yingling, picked up some other goodies, came back to the hotel, partied a little bit more. That's my side of the story from that point.
Yes, and I can take it right back from that point. So as John's out on this beer run, Zach and Hector make their way up to the room that John's in, that I am inevitably staying in. It's just me and Rose in there, and then Zach and Hector join. John's out making a beer run. Now, John's parents come in presenting us with Jell-O shots. Now, guys, this was the first moment that you met John's parents. I don't want to bring it to further down the line, but what did you think the first moments that you met John's parents at the hotel?
So I'll
They're giving me Jell-O shots.
No
Right,
pressure.
I'm all down for anyone who walks in with more alcohol, but John's dad kind of seemed reserved and didn't really want to interact, and not like in a bad way. He just seemed like a reserved, quiet person. He didn't really speak much. But John's mom was kind of telling stories about her younger days drinking and partying. I'm like, okay, she knows how to get down. She knows how to party. I can see where John comes from. And she is like encouraging Jell-O shots. She's an absolute sweetheart. Life of the party up in the room. I'm like, okay, I see where John gets his party from. Like I see where dad gives John the height and the stature, but I see mom is where John gets the party from. And that is the first impression.
Fair enough. So we take our Uber down to the bar itself with Ryan. Shout out Ryan, because I know that you listen occasionally.
100% shout out Ryan.
So we get down to the bar. What did you guys have as the first impression when you guys got to the bar, Zach and Hector? Because me and John have been there a million times. We know what it's like.
When it comes to his parents?
No,
the bar.
Yes. Just talk about what you saw when we got there, and then as we explored.
So the bar itself was freaking. I thought the bar was awesome. It was huge. You thought from the front was a little hole in the wall, and then you see how big it is. And then if you're coming through it was amazing. They literally took a house and made it a bar. Like a 2-story bar. It was amazing.
If you're from the 845 and you know where Walden is, It was like the Union House on steroids. So like when you roll up, it looked like the Union House. It looked like a house, like Hector was saying. And then you get in there, okay, it's your typical dive bar. And then there's a downstairs and a back room. And then it got great. I was like, no shit, okay. All right, we're here to party. I get it.
Yeah,
I had an issue with the ATM, but
Oh yeah, Hector. So that'll just lead me right on in. So Hector has a problem with the ATM, and he's talking with one of the girls that works at the restaurant about it, and she tells me he has to call the ATM company because it's not theirs. You know, the whole thing you always have to do in these scenarios. And then there was a dude that it's a hard way to word this, but he wasn't all there, and he decided he needed to fight with Hector. Yes, go ahead, Zach. You got something here?
So my wife works with gentlemen like this, and in no derogatory term whatsoever, he has an intellectual disability, which is the way to describe it per the manuals. You're welcome.
There you go.
He tries to, out of nowhere, get into a little battle with Hector out of nowhere. So Hector's been at this bar for, as I pretty much predicted, within about 5 to 10 minutes, and Hector almost got in a fight. Granted, it wasn't the way that I really thought it was going to happen. I wouldn't have pegged it to be this way. I
can't even remember what he said. I just remember turning around, and I was like, excuse me, what the fuck you saying? No, and he kept saying it, and I'm like, yo, bro, like, I'll fucking let you.
Would you say that he said what he said?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
If I remember correctly, he originally said it's not their fucking problem, and later on, when the buffet was brought out, he like shoulder checked Hector.
Yeah, he shoulder checked me, and then
that was the breaking point.
Yeah, I was like, ain't nobody gonna shoulder check me.
That's my spidey sense. I was talking to Tyler, Ryan, somebody, and my spidey senses went off, and I sensed a disturbance in the force, and I knew that something was wrong. And I see Hector, like all ready to go. I was like, yo, what's up? He's like, that motherfucker just he checked me. I was like,
dude, the crazy part is he body checked you, and he literally turned around, looked in Hector's eyes, and said, "I said what I said," and he continued.
He turned around. He turned around. Like, did you just fucking check me? Like, what the fuck's your problem? He turned around. He's like, and he like you say, he looked me in the eyes, and he was just like, I don't even know what the fuck he's like. He
doesn't. Some bullshit.
Hector, you were taking so mad.
And I looked up, and I was like, "Yo, bro, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you can't fight him."
Yeah, it was the most awkward situation ever, because obviously if this is somebody that's entirely sound of mind, like we're all sitting there like, Hector, just go take care of it. But like this is one of those spots where you have to just kind of eat it and it sucks.
We gotta take the L, bro.
I'm up right now that the ATM just ate $100 out of my fucking like it never spat the $100 that I wanted. So I'm like, I'm already pissed about that. Then I'm getting shoulder checked by this dude, and then I find out he has a disability. So now I feel like kind of shitty, but at the same time, he knew what he was doing. He knew
he was aware enough.
Hector's about equal rights. Everyone can get clapped.
If you have a sense of what you're doing, you can get clapped.
Well, Hector, he knew what he was doing. I don't know why this dude targeted you out. Here's a little funny story about that same guy. He targeted you.
The sister came up to me and she apologized, and then he apologized to me later on in the night.
Oh, yeah. Well, that same dude with my roommate Ryan over here, that same dude gave Ryan beef, and he started mouthing off at my roommate, a different Ryan, not the CO
not
Ryan.
The Ryan that we rode with, different Ryan.
Yeah. And he was giving him all sorts of beef, and he wanted to fight him. And Ryan's like, "What's your problem, dude? What's your problem? Like, what's going on?" And the dude was just snarling at him. Like, I literally think there was like a snarl, like a Harry Potter, like good, like little snarl.
Why had to be Harry Potter?
Potter. Like one of those kind of things. Like, I'm gonna get you, Bada. Like Snape, if he was bad and he was actually following Voldemort.
I remember John, hand to God, John came up. It was just like trying to warn everybody. Mr. Do Good John comes up and he was like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know that there's a guy that like flipped off Ryan for like no reason, like got in his face."
Yes.
It's like, yo, fuck you. And Hector was like, yeah, it was that motherfucker who bought it.
That's how it went.
I was like, yo, chill. He's clearly not playing the full deck.
Doing it the right way.
And Hector's like, good. He's lucky he's got something wrong with it. I'm like, yo, bro, you can't. That's not a good look. That's not a good look.
Now, while I got it on Hector here, there's something else I want to bring up that started at the hotel that came to the bar with us, right? So we were having a conversation before we even left about that we don't typically drink liquor. All four of us have been mentioning it. We get to the bar, and Hector drank nothing but liquor half the damn night.
Hector's like, yo,
he's like, yeah, I'll take the whiskey and Coke. I'm like, Hector, I thought you didn't really drink liquor. He goes, well, I mean, it was $8 for this. It's like $5 for a beer, so I'm getting more out of this. Although I can guess, I can justify it. He was sitting there chugging liquor for the first few hours he was there.
Hand to God. We go back downstairs, so to build on Colb's, because I called him out on the same shit, because we're downstairs at the downstairs bar, and he legit gave me the same explanation. He was like, yo, it's $8 for a Jack and Coke, but it's like $6 for a fucking Bud Light? Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to get a double shot of fucking Jack and Coke for fucking $8. I'm going to stack it now, and I'm going to chill later.
Yourself, damn it. Explain yourself.
Yeah, Hector, what was running through your head once you saw the prices, homie?
Explanation. Here it comes.
That's exactly what I thought. So me and Zach were like, yo, me and Zach looked at each other and we're like, all right, you know what, Zach, I'll get the first round. And I went up there and I'm like, yeah, let me get how much for, like, what do you got and how much for it? And she was like, we got Bud Light, $6. And I'm like, $6? That gotta be the goat. That had to be the most crisp, but that must be coming out the Bud Light warehouse as it gets poured fresh out of a keg, crisp at 30 degrees Celsius.
It was.
It was
30 Celsius is kind of hot, right?
You know what's crazy? It was in the aluminum cans. That's why.
Yeah.
So the aluminum cans were like fucking.
Oh, that's right. That's how they started. Right. Those were like $6-7. Right.
The aluminum cans were like $5. I think it was $5. And then by the end of the night, they ran out of the cans and they went to the bottles. And
dude, I was pissed.
$4.
I drank him out of Coors Light in the downstairs and the upstairs. I ended up having to settle in for Miller's.
Yeah, the bottles ended up being $4, and I'm like, damn, No, it was $6 and $4. I was like, damn, they made an extra $2 off of people so quickly. Yeah. So that's why I was like, yo, they said $8 for the Jack and Coke. I'm like, yo, I'm like Zach said, I said, yo, I'm gonna stack this shit now. I'm gonna drink about 2 or 3 of these, and then I'm gonna chill.
I'm gonna post the rest of the night.
Hell yeah.
Now, I'm gonna bring us to a different portion of the night. Now the band is playing. We're rocking. We're having a good time.
Everybody had food. I was paranoid about the food. I was going around to everybody, and I was like, "Eat up, eat up."
I'm talking post food. We had a good time.
Oh no, I know, no, Coach. It's just a funny moment because what ran through my head after all this drama, people getting shoulder checked, all this craziness, everybody's ripping drinks. I'm like, oh damn, high alert, food is out. I'm like, go get some food, go get some food, go get some food. Keep it on the DL. Nobody else at the bar that's not a guest at the party can eat it though.
Dude, I'm telling you, this band comes out. That was a good band, John. That was a good band.
Yes, the Leftovers. Awesome hey, real quick, shout out to the Leftovers here in Connecticut. So if you guys got any bands that you want to book, make sure that you book them. They're kick ass.
The Leftovers were fantastic. But real quick, Coach, before we go on, John is the ultimate party host. It's his birthday, and he is going around to everybody at every second that he can. Are you having a good time? The food is out. We've got seconds out. Oh, do you need a drink? Let me go get you a drink. John is like the ultimate.
Did we not mention that he also DJ'd his own party?
Oh, we're getting there. That's going to come up as well. But as far as the band goes, and Zach and Hector, especially some of the things you said to me, Zach, this is where a lot of shit resonated with me that I'm like, okay, I can't tell this. This has to be from somebody else's mouth. Describe John by himself observing a band. Don't include anybody else yet. Just what did you see from specifically just John when it was just him rocking out there?
I still got photos.
So John was everything I expected him to be. You know, you hear "woo" from John. That is his personality.
Yeah.
Like John came out with like a fake hairdo, a fake like 80s hairband hairdo. Like he was going on and he was rocking out, being everything that I expected John to be. Like his personality just showed through like gorgeously. He was still going around checking and make sure people were rocking out, having a good time, but he was up on stage singing, down, rocking out, air guitar, air drums. He was everything that I expected
like
and more.
It's people like John, which is why, like, even when it started raining, you know how people like, oh, the night's ruined or whatever. It's people like John where you're like, I give no fuck that it's raining right now. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yo,
John and Fat Bottom Girls make the rockin' world go round.
hell yeah, man, dude.
Now,
Yo,
how about go ahead, John. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
I was gonna say that one moment there with the song with the band called me up on stage. I wasn't prepared to sing. I didn't know that was actually going to happen. That was something that was set up by my parents in the band. So, Talk Dirty to Me by Bret Michaels of Poison. Dude, that was a moment, man. Those guys are the Leftovers, total rock stars. It was raining. It was pouring raining, like you were saying, Hector. But people were still jamming, dude. Like, shout out to Tyler. Yo, you were literally shaking the whole tent, and it was a big-ass industrial tent.
It started raining, and people were, like, getting so, like, and me and Zach were like, yo, fuck it. We're just standing there like, yo, you want another beer? I'm like,
yeah, I threw on the hoodie so I could protect the hair because John specifically asked me to gel my hair instead of wearing a hat for whatever reason. I don't know if that's like a pleasurable thing for him, but he's like, hey, please gel the hair. I was like, all right.
Dude, gel it as in meaning you got to be 80s ready. And you were 80s ready. You were like,
Zach, and I'm like, I'm going back to a pretty nice fucking hotel bed. I give no fucks if I'm getting drenched right now.
John made everybody want to stand. Like he was just all over the place rocking out. He made everyone want to stand in the pouring rain, huddle under the fucking tents. Jesus Christ, it was a blast.
Now,
and even when we went inside,
when you guys actually saw his parents partying with him, and then Zach specifically, when you found out which one was his sister, what did you guys think of that?
So first, before I get there, I figured out before that John's mom might have been the one who partied hardy, but John's dad, it is the life of the party. Now I saw where John's dad plays into John's personality. He was out there ripping air guitars.
I turned around, I'm like, what the fuck? Is that John? He's like, no, Dad.
Zach looks at me at one point and goes, he really has no shame. Holy shit, this whole family has no shame.
Nothing. And it was at that point that after that sentence, I might have turned to Colbs and said, oh my God, she's rocking out too. This girl is on the ground, like head by her heels, ripping the meanest air guitar next to John's dad on the face of the planet. It is the meanest air guitar ever ripped. I'm like, holy shit, whoever she is can fucking rip it too. And Colbs goes, that's John's sister. I was like, oh my fucking God, it makes sense. Holy shit.
The amount of mind blown that I saw in Zach's face at that moment was just phenomenal because nobody's used to John and his family except for people that have been around John and his family. We all expected at this point. But that was the first time you guys got to see it.
At Zach, I was like, I expected John just to be like everyone has the one child that's just like out of there. And it's just like, whoa, the whole family just like rock. Like they just love to just rock.
I don't mind being called Zachary Tessman. Like I'm okay with being adopted.
Yeah, man, they're cool. I think it's because my parents were the original teen parents. My mom was 17, my dad was like 19 when they
God
had me.
bless them.
So they're super young. My sister was out there; she's having a great time. Dude, when we got our mindset to have a fun time, we're having a fun time. That's the best way to put it. You know what I mean?
If you
I
could
looked
ever,
at Zach and I was like, damn, I wish like my parents are young, but like I wish they'd party like that with me.
Yeah,
Bro.
John, if you could real quick, can you just tell us like what's it like for you having parents like that? Because I'm sure that you've seen everybody else's parents throughout the course of your life, and yours are just different than everybody else's.
Yeah, mine are different. Mine are very cool.
Different.
They're very loving, very cool. It's very chill in the house, though. It's not always like high octane where we're running around dropping elbows or busting out a random air guitar in the middle of the floor.
I disagree. I think that's exactly what it's like.
It can't
I
happen.
do too.
In the morning,
always
someone's
disagree with
fighting
him when
it.
he says that.
And like, what's for breakfast?
It can't happen. I will say this: we were just at Four Dad's Pub, and we were watching actually, it was The Leftovers that was playing over in Granby, Connecticut. We were just seeing this past weekend, and let's just say my dad was giving a little strip tease to a 63-year-old man, and the 63-year-old man pulled out a dollar bill and threw it at my dad. So he made a dollar. Dollar, holla, holla.
Equally gone as he got punched in the face, so that's good for your dad.
No, he's not going to get punched. He was loving it. They were
Where
a great
there's $1,
couple.
there's many others.
So yeah, no, my parents are freaking cool as hell. When we got our mindset and having a good time, we plan it out. That's what we do. You know what I mean? And definitely the atmosphere of the Hungry Tiger and the Leftovers band fed into that. You couldn't get any better. That's why I planned it out, because if that was like an old school like Elvis Presley cover band, I don't know if it would have been as good of a time. It might have actually. It might have. I don't know.
The whole karaoke was awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, we're gonna be getting there in a little bit here. Now,
John, if
go
your
ahead,
family,
Zach.
real quick, Cobes, I apologize. If your family doesn't come to the December 5th game, it's a disappointment. I will rent
Really?
out your anytime
We
I'm looking
invited
to have
you
a
guys
good time. John, I will rent you. I will rent your parents. I will rent your sister. I know that sounds like prostitution, but it's not. You guys, you are the most fun-loving. Like I suffer from like severe anxiety. Like I can't like handle people's opinions of me. You guys are the most like carefree, fun-loving, rock out people. I am the most jealous human of your entire family that's ever walked the planet. I instantaneously became so jealous of you and your genetic code. It's not even funny.
Well, damn, Zach, it sounds like it's like a villain now. It's like a Spider-Man movie, Tobey Maguire in real life. Are you about to be the dude that takes me out?
Yeah, I'm the Green Goblin. And you're Spider-Man. You're right.
Damn it.
I don't
know how that ended.
There was one thing that happened while the band was still playing out in the rain that began here and continued as a progress through the course of the evening. Hector, it seems you had an admirer.
I knew it. I knew he was going there. I knew.
So this is
Hector
what I
got
love.
a girlfriend.
And Zach, by the way, I just got a DM message right now. Let me read it. Zachary Tessman is officially adopted. Okay, Zach, you're part of the fam. All right, easy as that. Easy as that. And that was quick.
Best
That was
day of my
quick.
life.
That was quick. So, Zach, first order of business here, we're going to get you set up with another 401k like we did with Holmes. So that's part of the whole show theme here.
Do that.
401k.
Hector, if you want one, come on over, man. We'll make you
I'm down. I'm down. Am I invited? Hector
Tessman.
All right. Yep, you're invited too. So you get a 401k. We're like Oprah, but we're handing out 401ks.
I mean, I got.
Wait, hold on.
I can roll over what I got.
When Hector comes over to the family, can he change his middle name too to be Hector? I said what I said, Desmond.
Yeah.
I can make it that.
Yes.
Sold.
Absolutely. So, here's the thing. That was one of my favorite parts of the nights too. When I saw Hector getting some games spit on him.
What? Excuse me. Well, so we were going to karaoke, right?
Hell yeah.
That's not the segment, sir. The segment is how you pull bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing was, he wasn't pulling anything. This girl just came up to him and just started.
I'm minding my
No.
business.
Yeah, Hector, please, from the beginning, how did this happen? Where did the encounter start from? Because I was in awe. I even looked.
God damn it, I don't know. First off, me, Cobes, and Zach were all standing in the corner. We're under the tree because it's raining, but the tree is keeping the rain from mostly hitting us. And I'm like, yo, this is a good spot. Just chill here for it right now. And then we're talking, and Cobes was like, yo, I'm gonna go get another beer. And Zach was like, word. So Zach went with him. And I'm just
I went to hang a piss.
Yeah, you were like, oh, I gotta go hang a piss. And you guys both went, because I think Cobes went upstairs too.
Right.
So I'm just standing there.
I had already run the downstairs out of Coors. I had to go upstairs to get Coors at that point.
So like not 2 seconds, like I felt like it was planned. Like she hawked me from the distance. Like I was a zebra drinking water, and she was the lion who was crouching in the bushes. Like,
Yo, that's awesome.
so I'm just standing, and literally she timed it. The minute they went upstairs and that door closed, I'm standing there, and she's like, hey. And I'm like, she's like, so you're having fun? I'm like, yeah, it's a great time. Band is great. You know, my buddy's birthday is, having a great time. She's like, I live around the corner. And I'm like,
Right. That's a pickup line right there. You know a pickup line when you hear one.
I was like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, like this is I don't know. I try to avoid. I fucking
Come on, don't get nervous. Say it.
No, I immediately was just like, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday! What the hell is going on? This girl is trying so, like, she's first of all,
lady.
I'm like,
She's a lady.
lady, grandma. This girl was like fucking 79.
Stop.
No, she was like
I'll be honest
53,
with you,
bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
She was like probably like
I felt so bad
she was
because
probably like 40 something, but like you could tell she was a barfly trailer trash, like just like
in you know what, Hector? You know who she ends up hooking up with at the end of the night? That same dude that shoulder checked you because he handled the business because you couldn't.
Seal the deal. Let me tell you, I have never. I came back and I have never seen an SOS so clearly written. Like Hector can handle his shit. Like if we're about to go down, we're about to go down, and I know Hector's shit. Like I come downstairs, I'm hanging a piss. I'm like, all right, I got my beer. Let's do this. And I see Hector. Like the second I step foot in his eyesight, is looking to me with like deer in the headlights. God help me! And like, what the fuck? And I come down, and he's talking to her, and he is literally trying to like shoot her off. He's like, yeah, okay, great, awesome. And he's like staring at me. It was like, yo, that's awesome. Where's Colbs?
that was just it. I felt bad because I ended up running into people coming back from taking a piss after I got a beer, because I always take a piss after I grab a beer. So
Piss and beer go hand in hand.
yeah, they do. So I went and grabbed the beer. I went and took a piss, and then I ran into people. So I was hanging out. And by the time I got back down, Hector's eyes looked like a deer in the headlights. I was like, oh shit, what's going on? And he's like, Hector has like no subtlety about him. He's like, yo, this woman won't leave me the fuck alone. Cole, where have you been? I'm like, oh, well, okay, hold on. Let's just walk over this way. And he's like, no, she's going to follow. And sure,
Did she follow?
Sure shit. Yeah, we walked over the other way, like I said, and yeah, she followed. We legitimately had to do the thing where we all like turned the
looking at me
shoulder.
like, how do you know this shit? And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm telling you, I'm good with this shit. Like, I'm
So let me tell you, Colbs does Hector's whispering too much justice. This is Hector trying to be subtle and whispering.
Oh yeah, he yells.
No, bro, I'm not with the shit. She's old as fuck. Can we please walk away? That was Hector whispering at that level. I'm like, bro. And he was trying to be nice. Honestly, like coming down the stairs, I could see him like trying to like, okay, this is awesome. Be gone now. And then we finally get down there, and he like leans in. Now, for you people who can't see it, he barely like nods his head toward me a foot away and goes, "Yo, this bitch won't leave me alone. I don't know what the fuck to do." And Colbs comes by and he's like, "Yo, let's walk away." And Hector's like, "Yeah, she's gonna fucking follow." I'm like, "All right, can you whisper, please?"
Dude, the funniest part about all that to me.
You know what's crazy? With all that happening, we ended up going inside eventually, and she still was walking around.
That's why I started that with
the gasoline
tonight, because she didn't leave it alone. But the funny part about that to me was then on top of that, that's around the time that Michelle got there. So she meets you for the first time, and you got the deer in the headlights eyes still because you're just coming off of this. And she goes, "Colby, is his eyes always wide, or did he do something on his face?"
Did he see
Like,
things?
no, I swear. He just smokes weed. There's nothing else going on here. He literally just got hit on by somebody that he did not want to get hit on by.
He pulled the game he never wanted to pull.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
Hector, welcome to Connecticut, baby.
No, I felt attacked. I felt literally because like you guys had just walked away. So like when I said I felt like a zebra drinking water, I was so vulnerable. I was so vulnerable. You guys had
So
just
Hector,
walked away from me, and then this chick, no, she literally like phased through the fence behind me and was like. He like crept up behind my shoulder, and I'm like, "Whoa!"
you ever seen the YouTube clip Old Greg? It's kind of like that, where it's like, "You ever drank Bailey's from a shoe? You ever drank Bailey's from a shoe?" That's what I'm picturing, Hector. What was her pickup line? What the hell did she say to
Exactly
you?
that. She came up and said, "You ever
I
drink
live around the corner."
The first line off of the rip, the minute I was like, "Holy shit!" And she was like, "Hey, you having a good time?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a great place." I was like thinking of what to say. I'm like, "Yeah, it's a great place. My buddy's here. You know what? My girl's here. My mom and dad's here. My lawyer's here.
the saint that watched me is here.
My lawyer's here. You know."
I got holy water,
Hector.
honey, bitch."
Hector, see, she was like the Green Goblin that night. You should have basically pulled a Spider-Man.
Dude,
I literally, like I said, like when I said I felt like a zebra and she was the lion, I was like, "Damn, I'm praying she's snagging right now. Like I got to bail." Beep beep.
hand to God, I will make fun of Hector for the rest of my life about it, but she never took her eyes off of Hector. Every time she tried to look somewhere, her shit went right on him all night.
Yeah, it was like piercing lasers. They were just always there. It was like, "Oh shit, where's Hector? Oh, you know what else is there?"
She said, "Oh,
That
I live around the corner." I was like, "Oh, hell no! She's gonna kidnap me. She gonna kidnap me. They never find my body."
Hector, it would have been like the American Horror Story. It would have been a whole new season. It would have been based on you.
Get Out Part 2.
Yeah. The Santana story.
The Haunting in Connecticut 3.
Again, the Santana story. It fits with whatever you're going to start this with.
There
Absolutely
you go.
Beautiful.
Yo,
So we're going to move inside. So we finally get back in. And John, how the hell did you end up DJing your own party?
So, make a long story short of it, a couple of the people that I originally had booked ended up flaking out and canceling. So I had to make.
You had one of your fellow DJs there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was there, but it was just the karaoke stuff. And I didn't plan on hosting for random people because the first few people were random bar people. And I told him, like, "Hey, I'm not booked by the venue." I let him sing a couple songs, and I'm like, "I'm so sorry if this sounds rude, but we're literally just kind of playing for a private party. Like, I'm not booked through the venue."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Dude that kept coming up there, he ended up thinking me and him were best friends since 1960.
Oh, the old crack man?
So that guy, you guys didn't know him that first?
No,
that guy was a total rando.
He like, I thought you guys, because like you said, he was like all up on Cove singing with them. And
That was his time to shine.
Yeah.
He was loving it. He was loving it. And then one of the other people's like, oh, yeah, you got to give a referral, like a business card for like karaoke and stuff. Can I sing a couple more? And I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of chilling. I'm just trying to put on auto play mix right now and hang. So I hope I didn't come across like too much of like a D bag, but I didn't really
don't
want
worry
to
about
work
how you
it.
came across. You DJ'd your own party. That's not like you shouldn't have had to do that.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it was still a freaking blast, man.
Also, by the way, I have to say your boy James ran karaoke, right? However, I gotta say, he thinks very highly of himself in the karaoke realm, huh?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, he's a karaoke king.
He's a cool dude. I like him a lot. I noticed that while I'm sitting there. I'm like, he's singing like his 18th song. Like, when does he
Which
think
one
he's
was
a real
James?
rock star?
He was a really big dude, jacked, huge, tall.
All right. You had a lot of big dudes.
Zach,
right.
when we first walked in there and I was bringing
sang
in
Creed.
the equipment for the DJ stuff, one of the guys is standing there. He's a larger guy and not in the jacked realm. And he goes, "So what? Does everybody have to be like in like fighting shape to be at this party? Like, what the hell is this?" And that's
Who said that?
I'm like, "Oh yeah." John, I don't know who he was. He was a pretty tall dude, and he had some size to him, but it wasn't necessarily all muscle.
Okay, so I was over here. Me and Zach had a ball, just fucking. And no offense to him, but we were dying about that. What's his name? That was fucking brolic with the fucking
chainmail
with the
Oh, Chaz,
yes.
So John is apparently friends with every fucking state trooper and corrections officer.
He was
in the state
so
of Connecticut.
awkward, but so jacked, and he had like 4 different women, super hot women, trying to hit on him, and he just didn't know how to react to them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's not great at that. Although I have seen him also pulling 2 at the same time.
Yeah,
I get it. I mean,
Once he takes his shirt off.
Me and Cole's were on a video chat one time. No joke. Me and Cole's were on a video chat one time, and there was 2 girls.
Not have a fucking.
It was in a 3-way relationship, not just a one-nighter.
He was in a 3-way relationship for a little while.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, Jesus.
We were playing game night at Kolb's house, and game night always turns into a 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning adventure.
Yeah,
watching
for me and
movies.
you. Everybody else is asleep, even though it's Michelle's game night.
All right. Thank you for the invite, gentlemen. Thank you.
You want to drive 2 hours to play Fibbage?
Yeah, you almost said Quidditch. We all heard you.
I did. I almost said Quidditch.
I looked at him and I looked at Zach. I'm like, I feel like if he does a push-up, like the ground's gonna move, not him.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
that's Chaz. Chaz is a beast. Chaz is an absolute beast.
That dude is the most monstrous human I've ever seen. And the funny thing is, he's exactly my height.
I don't know if I met a person at John's party that couldn't hurt me in a fight. Now, I'm a former CO. I know how to fight. I've been fighting my entire life. I don't know if I met a singular human at John's party that wouldn't at least hurt me in the same way that I would hurt them.
Yeah,
and that's rare for me.
I had somewhat of a similar feel where I'm like, even though I know that, I mean, I used to do MMA, and in a way where I feel like I can usually take on pretty much anyone. I'm looking at that room and I'm like, I got to make sure I'm dodging that first shot from all these guys because they're huge.
Yeah, like you got to connect on the first one and make sure they don't connect first.
I'm going to kick you in the nuts. I'm kicking you in the nuts. I'm kicking you in the nuts.
I'm stabbing you with a bottle.
Oh, no, it's all about the ground and pound. I'm just coming on top and just coming over at that point. Just beat down.
A fair fight is the one you lose, Colbs. Let me tell you, as a someone who's fought in a prison, a fair fight is the one you lose. I'm kicking everybody in the nuts.
Yeah. Yep. Ain't no shame. Ain't no shame.
Trying to live.
By the way, when they mentioned that Chaz comes out in the chainmail, John had a WWE skit going on there where he had a whole bunch of us come out because James, who, by the way, played a great heel. James did phenomenal at this. He did a great job in the middle of Happy Birthday. Everybody in the bar is singing it. He cuts everybody off and is like, "This isn't about your birthday. This is about me." And I think he said my karaoke. I think
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
And so John just starts calling people up to the stage, and like, at one point he called me up there, and I walked up there. And I come back, and Michelle goes, "Did you know you were doing that?" I'm like, "No." John just starts picking people. I just happen to be one of them.
That's exactly what happened.
I was on a whole different side of Cobes. I wasn't expecting Cobes singing karaoke.
But Cobes,
yeah.
Cobes was down for it. Cobes was
Yes.
ride or die. There was no question. He was there.
Godsmack,
He was
baby.
John,
Godsmack.
that's another question I have for you. Did you realize that there was another song playing while I did that first song at karaoke? Because I was trying to sing Voodoo from Godsmack, and there was literally another song also playing.
Nope,
Like
didn't
somehow there was
realize.
simultaneous music in the computer.
Probably a YouTube clip in the background.
There was something going on because literally there was a second song going on, and Picture from Sheryl Crow and Kid Rock was also on the screen as far as the lyrics.
That is awesome. No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, no, so I'm sitting there trying to sing Voodoo, and it's at certain points I'm missing words because I'm listening to literally another song while I'm singing. I'm like, this is not easy. The degree of difficulty here is immaculate. Right now, I am cherry rice.
Zach, Hector, you guys didn't sing at all.
No, thank you.
What would
No
be your
song.
go-to singing song?
I'll keep my singing to my car.
All right. Zach, what's your go-to singing song?
It would definitely be "In the End" by Linkin Park.
all right,
But
so-
I promise you, the level of anxiety that I feel on like a daily basis would never get me up there.
All right,
Zach,
so
I'll sing it with you, and I don't give a shit. You can do the rap, I could do the singing, you could do the
I can
singing,
do
I
the
could
both
do the rap, I could
simultaneously.
do both with you.
I have great lungs, sir. I could do the both of them, but I have no
I just
desire
don't have
to
a
stand
Chester
up before
Bennington
anybody
voice.
else.
so karaoke at the tailgating party?
Let me put this very, very simply. Absolutely not. For me. For everybody else, go ahead. But I will not.
Hell yeah.
No, I
matter
want to get a little bit further.
I can actually rap way better than I can sing, but I refuse to.
I know
honestly-
lyrics. I know. Zach knows it. I know a shit ton of lyrics. I can
Bro,
fucking
Hector and I were going off on the way to Connecticut, man. That was the karaoke y'all needed to hit.
See?
That was the shit.
Yeah,
we gotta
see,
do
John
that.
also screwed me over after having me sing the first song with another song playing over it. Then he puts me into two songs where I have to yell a lot, and I hadn't had any water for the most part since I left work, so I was just
Godsmack.
running off beer. So I'm sitting here like,
But in your defense, Colbs, you were trying to like in the way I perceived it, you were looking to the crowd to like form a mosh pit the way you were walking around. I was like, all right, I can go fuck some shit up for this. Like, I'm going windmill of death. Let's do this.
Yo, all in all, man, that was a freaking blast. It was just an overall great night. Thank you guys for coming
we're not
down
even
for real.
done, John, because we still have the late night. So
Oh, all right. Hell yeah.
karaoke is still taking place, and we get later and later into the evening. Now, this is just a little bit before that Zach and Hector left. We had the nice situation of Zach and Hector getting to meet our friend Katie. Now, you guys met Katie, and you might not know her by name at this point, but it was the very thin lady that came up and was just incredibly angry about the newcomers that came to the party.
Yes.
So I got to know what it was like for you guys meeting Katie, and I know even our audience doesn't know who Katie is, but I have to know, and I want to bring it up right now.
If I remember correctly, she has a larger boyfriend, correct?
Yeah, my buddy Jake, he's a sizable guy. He's about 6 foot 220 or so.
So I will tell you, Katie is not who made an impression. She came up to the table and said whatever, and I was like, oh, okay. Are you, in my mind, I thought this, are you in danger? And by the way she was speaking, no. Okay, then fuck it. You have beef.
Oh, she will never consider herself in danger because she will consider herself the resolution of the problem. She will fight anything.
And I wagered that from her. It was the boyfriend that came up, and he blatantly stated, I want to fight so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so.
Oh,
And
God.
immediately, Hector and I, hand to God, like he immediately was like, I want to fight that guy with this exact description, that guy with this exact, and pointed them out. And Hector and I immediately popped the fucking chubby, and we're like, well, of course we will. And I think my first words were to him, I don't know who the fuck you are, but this is a grand fucking moment. I feel inclined to fight with you. Let's fucking do this thing. You
By
point
the
him out,
way-
you start a fight, and we're gang gang. Like, it's about it.
And the guy with the white hat and the fucking big old schnoggin because he's a douche. And I looked over and I was like, I could see he has a very hittable face.
That's exactly
now,
what he said.
As far as
Like, he
Katie's
has a very
boyfriend
hittable
goes,
face and he looks very douchous and he was acting very douchous.
Who?
I don't remember that. I don't even know the
we're
name.
talking about the guys that showed up at the end of the night, John, that everybody had a problem with.
Noggin, and he was with some boys. And he was like, I want to fight. And I was like, hey, as long as you're not trying to hit me.
Gang gang, let's get it.
So, Zach, you mentioned that Jake had come over and given you guys a chubby by saying that he wants to go fight some of these guys. I just want you to know something about the history of me and Jake. I've wrestled with him twice. He's a close friend of mine, but we've wrestled twice, and I'm 2-0 on him. The second time, I almost broke his arm.
Wow.
Hey.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, in my defense, I'm not wrestling in a bar. I'm going to hit you with a table.
Yeah, we were just doing legitimately wrestling, nothing else. We weren't gonna just we're actual friends. Like, I love Jake. I watch his dogs. So like we're not gonna sit
You're
there.
great friends. I watch his dogs.
These dogs watch you.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I
a good
mean-
point. They do. And 7:30 a.m. They're both eyes on me. But
In my defense, when it comes down to a fight, the first person that comes up to me and puts in a halfway decent argument, and by halfway decent, I mean I want to fuck that guy up, I'm all down for it. Like, we gang at this point. I've been drinking. It's been 5 hours of me drinking, and you say you want to kick that dude's ass. Gang. Like, let's do
Yeah,
let's
hey.
do it. Like, we about it. Let's start some
what is it
shit.
all
Let's
in
get
all being?
rowdy.
Those
You
guys there,
initiate it because you said you want it. But if anyone jumps in, don't worry. I do got you back.
the guys
Like,
that
you
showed
go
up
handle
there
your
that they
business.
wanted to fight.
Back and at the bar, and I was like, hey, I want to fuck this dude up. All right. I said I want to do it. I'm initiated. And I know if anything, Zach will have my back.
We the firepower.
Hell yeah.
I know that when I look at that, I was looking at it in the same way because Jake had evidently brought that up to you guys. But as I was looking at them and as Katie had come over and told us, I never really liked those guys to begin with. And I realized that
Were
I
they
was
part of the
shit
party?
talking them so hard to you guys that I'm pretty confident because they were like as far as like me to the refrigerator right there. I'm pretty confident that they heard me because at some point they were all looking at me as I was shit.
Were they part of the party or no?
No, they
They came like 30 minutes before Hector and I left.
yeah, that's how that night ended for them. I mean, the rest of the night was fine from there because me and Michelle weren't there much later than that. John, I can't imagine you were there too much later than that.
Pretty much
And I-
shut it down because the equipment had to load up the car.
Yeah, I know that's a process for you. I mean, granted, I
Yeah.
brought in most of it, so I know what kind of a process
Yeah.
it is. But
Yep.
I think that pretty much concludes the events of the evening. Now, all in all, everybody had fun.
Hell
A
yeah.
Plus.
Oh, yeah. Me and Zach woke up the next morning. We had a little McDonald's on the ride home.
The only
Oh,
thing
nice.
I regret is waking up to John's phone calls. He called us. We all talked about a hotel party afterwards. Colb's had to go home, be a good man. But John was talking about a hotel party afterwards. Hector and I got in. I think Hector stripped down to his underwear. I think I was pretty much commando in my shorts. And I barely remember walking in the door. And then I wake up the next morning and John called both of us. And I was like, oh, we're pieces of shit.
At like 3 a.m.
I knew I got drunk as shit that night because towards the end, my sentences were not making sense. I'm sitting there listening back to myself. I'm like, damn it. I said Quidditch instead of Fibbage.
Oh, yeah. We got in, and me and Zach, we stripped down, and we got in, like, we both lay down in bed, in our beds, and, like, that's it.
No, Hector was right originally. It was in one bed together. Don't let him cheat you.
Yeah. He was
That
a
is
little
awesome.
But no. We were in separate beds. But no, like, we got in and we passed the fuck out, and I woke up the next morning to you messaging like both of us 3 times and calling us. I was like, oh my god, we said we would. and we're a bunch of bitches and we passed the fuck out. I feel like shit. And then we were messaging the group, and Colbs was responding. He was like, yeah, I feel like shit. I'm going to go back to bed. And we're like, yeah, we're at McDonald's grabbing fucking hangover food. And then you messaged us halfway to fucking New York. And I was like, we met them and then bailed. We're a bunch of bitches. I feel awful.
No. We did not take it that way. Trust me, that benefited me massively. I was like, all right, I get to go back to bed because I did not actually want to get up right now.
Well, but it's so funny because our whole friend group and me and Colbs share a lot of the same friends, and even Colbs, a lot of the friends that I knew before, even meeting you and stuff, you've become friends with or know them pretty well, and we operate that kind of way too, where we'll wake up in the morning and it's like everybody understands mutually. Like shit is hard in the morning. Everybody goes off and does their thing. You send out a text if everybody's gone. It's like, all right, well, hell yeah, thanks for coming through. You know what I mean? It's no harm, no foul.
Yeah, none of that.
One love, but we all drank $100 worth of alcohol.
Yes, we did, man. Probably more. Now, before we get on out of this episode, there's one thing we haven't done yet. Cracking a cold one with Colbs. What cracking a cold one with Colbs is going to be about tonight, because I got to keep it short and sweet because we've definitely gone long tonight. I'm on the Sports Me app. Jacked and Canned is now on Sports Me to join up with Hector and Zach doing their breaking down the tape stuff, and Hector said what he said, so you can find Jacked and Canned now on Sports Me. I'm going to be in there dishing hot takes. I'm going to be Stephen A. Smith out there. You think you know what happened in that last fight? You don't know shit about that last fight.
Dang.
Damn. All right, man. Well, with that said, hey, I think that's going to pretty much wrap us up with the episode right here. Boys, please plug yourself.
Guys, you already know where to find us, as drunk as that sounded. Breaking Down the Tape on
Facebook. Wait, Zach. Hold on, Zach. Hector, give it a try.
He did.
I don't think that's any better.
Zach, you're back up. I'm tagging you back in.
I got it better. Breaking Down the Tape, wherever you can find us. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Sports Me, TikTok, Spotify, Pandora. Google it. You'll find us. That's where we are. Google me, Shaq.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You still might be able to find us in the back alley.
Zach and Hector's soul. Zach and Hector's soul is left in Manchester, Connecticut. Hector has still not been found. He's remoting in right now on the video feed. I think the chick got him. It is like a real life American Horror Story. So please, we're starting up a GoFundMe to bring Hector home. Hashtag bring Hector home. We do want to see him on December 5th. Because we will. We will see Breaking Down the Tape, Jacked and Canned together December 5th. Jets versus the Eagles game. Ladies and gentlemen, please go through. Join us. The way that you could do that, very simple. Go to @Breaking Down the Tape on Facebook or any of their social media platforms. Send them a message. Let them know. If not, it's posted as one of the events on their page. So you can easily go on there, tag it as interested or hopefully going. And then we will link up and we're going to have an awesome freaking time. We're going to have beers. We're going to have karaoke. Zach is going to be performing for the first time ever in his life.
Negative.
So, ladies and gents, with that said, Jacked and Canned, Breaking Down the Tape. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Hector. Colbs, let's shut it down, homie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Jacked and Canned.
Nice.
This was Jacked and Canned. Tune in to new episodes on iTunes and check out what the boys are getting themselves into on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube @Jacked and Canned. Presented by no one.